Hey there, this is CJ. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. And um, these are some wings that I made the other night, and I actually made them last night, I think. Uh, and my calorie count starts over again on midnight, so it was right at midnight that I ate them. Uh, and then these are five of the wings, and I've had some yesterday, like I said, around midnight for my late supper, and there are very few carbs and uh, very few carbs here. And basically, it was like a baked chicken wing. And the recipe's in that other video, but it's very simple. Just um, some lime flavored wings, basically, with a little bit of red pepper, a little bit of uh, green chive, and yeah, so basically that's it. I mean, it's like the chicken wing, the 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 crystallized lime, and then the red pepper, and I feel like there was something else I put down, but maybe no, maybe not. Maybe it's just a no. Okay, that's it. Red pepper, chive, the lime, and the chicken wing of the four wing ingredient. I'm going to turn this into a five wing ingredient. That's the point here. This is very delicious, very flavorful. I loved it. I just warmed these up in the microwave, uh, from refrigerator to microwave in, uh, just a couple of minutes is all it takes. So this is the fifth ingredient, because I'm going to take these lime wings and I'm going to balance them with a little bit more spice to it. And this is my favorite. Uh, Rather than a Tabasco or a Louisiana hot sauce or something like that, I use Crystal. I learned of Crystal from really, I started seeing it in the restaurant industry first, um, in the 90s, but to be honest with you, it's a better flavor of a cayenne hot sauce. So this is aged red cayenne peppers, distilled vinegar, and salt. Basically, the same combination that you would find in Tabasco, but uh, I don't know. For some reason, it's a little bit different. Now there is uh, 110 milligrams of sodium, 5% of sodium, uh, and then but there the bonus of this, there is no carbs, no carbs. So I'm gonna get I'm gonna get a change of flavor, a big change of flavor. I'm gonna get a hot wing experience. And then I'm gonna have like the subtle sweetness, and with this with the wing that's like a lime or citrus and everything like that. I get that slight tingle on my tongue. It's almost as if I were to take a very weak 9-volt battery that still had just a little bit and touch like both tips of my tongue. Do you remember that when you're a kid, you get like a slight buzzing? It's almost like that. I get that tingle on the tip of my tongue. So, but I'm gonna take these and I'm going to, yeah. And I had to let them sit for a second. They were warm coming out of the microwave. This is going to go right back onto the same plate, and then I'm just going to take them. You can take the tips of the wings off. That's sort of a classy way to do it. Uh, I actually like that the flavor of the wingtip. To me, it's very flavorful. It's almost like a it's a very fatty meat and renders a lot of flavor. And I will gnaw around it and chew that down, man. So it's if you enjoy like a chicken, what do you call it? Not a chicken, pork rinds. The fat or whatever. Who doesn't love a good little crackling or something like that? It doesn't turn into a crackling, but it's got that satisfaction flavor. Okay, so I'm just gonna shake a fair amount. I can already smell the slight vinegarness of this. It's gonna be great. And basically, just gonna roll it around in this hot sauce. Get a good coating on it, roll it around, and then I'm going to assume per serving is per piece of chicken. So you want to, if you're calorie counting, I don't know, 0 calories, 0 carbs. You do want to watch your sodium. But it's a really, really good product. So I'm just going to just going to roll this around. I'm going to do this better with 2 hands. I'm going to put you down for a sec. So now this hot sauce, this crystal hot sauce, wow, is it kicking. Now, people can argue the almost similarity to it's the same thing as Tabasco or other Louisiana type hot sauces. And some of those come out of other towns that are not in the state of Louisiana, but are actually, like there's a Louisiana in St. Louis, whatever. So if your little town is named Louisiana, or if you're from a territory that was once part of the Louisiana Purchase, I guess it's legitimate that your hot sauce can be called Louisiana. But Crystal hot sauce is actually made here in the state of Louisiana. But aside from that, aside from like home state pride and everything, it's really, I just love. I love this. You could do this and then put this back into the oven and use it as sort of a browning sauce, and it would work really, really well. You wouldn't need long to finish it off, especially if your oven was already hot. I'm not doing that. I'm actually going to put this back on the plate. I'm going to nuke it in the microwave for a minute and a half, just long enough to get a good sizzle going, and then I'm going to have some of this with a little bit of a smoked Gouda to set it off, because basically that's what I'm cutting into. When I'm here at home and I've got like some cheese that I'm having with a meal or something like that, I try to just cut into I try to have like one open cheese at a time versus like mixing it all up, unless I'm going to have a few different types of cheeses, but it'll help the cheese last longer and stay fresher in its original packaging when I don't have too many opened at the same time. So, but hold on. Here we go. We're going to watch it like close in a dryer. I set it for about 2 minutes. I probably won't leave it in for the full 2 minutes. I could have thrown a little something over it in case there's any sort of splash or something. You don't want any kind of popping or splashing to send this in the wrong direction in your microwave. But it's very microwavable friendly. Now, these were already pre-baked chicken. I cooked them yesterday. And so, yeah. And they had that great lime flavor. And it's a powerhouse of a lime flavor. They still retain that lime flavor underneath this hot sauce. And so this it's a hot wing. Now, it's not a traditional barbecue wing, or I should say a buffalo wing. A buffalo wing maybe has a little bit of a bite to it, but it's traditionally more of a barbecue-y kind of flavor. But a barbecue wing is a barbecue wing, right? What would make it a buffalo wing would be to cut the tips off, bisect the main portion of the wing, maybe combine the hot sauce and a really good barbecue sauce. And you would want to use the flavors that were regional to, say, the Northeast, the New England United States or whatever. But once the word got out, these were awesome. We didn't have when I was growing up, it wasn't like, oh, buffalo wings everywhere you go on every menu and this and that. And, that was in the 80s and 90s. Hold on one sec. Yeah, so that was in the 80s and then early 90s as I was growing. It was it kind of the trend kind of caught on of the hot wing a little bit later, going into, say, I want to say around 93, 94 is when I started knowing it, noticing it more and more. Uh, and first as pub food, and then as pub themed restaurants and franchises moved more throughout my region in Louisiana, because up until the mid '80s, most of what we had was still local owned, and we didn't have a lot of franchises. Maybe your fast food, McDonald's, the occasional Red Lobster, Steak and Ale, or something like that. But people mostly went. I don't know, because we didn't go out a lot. We didn't have a lot of money. But what I would notice is that most restaurants tend to be, uh, if they were franchises, they were close to home franchises, and that means we didn't get a lot of exposure to uh, things. So now, if I were serving this in a restaurant, I'd either replate this, or I would have a fresh, uh, damp sponge ready to, basically. Uh, no, this would require replating. I probably wouldn't have nuked it. I would have baked it. Uh, would have uh, baked these, and I would have put the sauce on. I like this effect though. Look how thick and clingy this sauce gets. What I did was I took the wings out of the bowl. I put it on the plate, and then I took a little bit of the excess of that crystal sauce and I drizzled it over this chicken, and then finished with the nuking. And the reason why I'm talking to you now as this cools down is because I'm about to slice some smoked Gouda. So hang on. So this is a smoked Gouda. It is the Members Mark brand. I got it. I don't know, Sam's Club or something like that. Maybe a Walmart or something. But um, I love a good cheese, and Gouda especially. And I think we did get this at our local Sam's Club. But it's good. I've had it. Quality's great. Do you remember that movie Arthur with Dudley Moore at the end of it? And he's like, oh, and they're like fighting, and the guy's like, Dudley Moore's character, Arthur, he's like, he's taking the knife out of the cheese. You think he wants some cheese? And um, Liza is like, oh my God, Arthur, I think we're going to die. Or whatever. It's so melodramatic, corny and melodramatic. Um, yeah, um, that was a funny movie. But this smoked Gouda, it's not funny. It's serious. Seriously got some fun flavor. Now you could use a ranch or a blue cheese sauce, and you can have some celery for extra crunch or something. Those are kind of traditional. I just sliced up the smoked Gouda, and the reason, if I get a mouthful of the chicken wing that has a bit uh, that I feel is overly salty, because I don't add salt to my food, and hardly ever use salt, but there is a little bit of a salt essence in the crystal, the same as with any other hot sauce. Um, if I get a mouthful that's got too much pepper, too much heat, too much spice, dairy, such as cheeses and milk, they um, they counterbalance uh, on the palate the the effects of salt and um, spiciness. So if this got to be too spicy, as I was eating it, I could just take a bite of the smoked Gouda, and the smoky flavor really works with the wings that I actually did in the oven instead of on a grill. This recipe would have worked great on a grill also, but I live in an apartment, and we're not allowed to grill on our balcony, and uh, yeah, whatever. I don't really like grilling, because I feel like grilling is an awful lot of work. Anyway, so this is CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, and started out with my lime wings. Very simple recipe that went into the oven for 45 minutes. I did that yesterday, and then this is a variation on that today. So you can take a. That's why I'd like to do lots of wings at the same time. And then yeah, like one or two more meals out of those wings that I did yesterday, and then I will be so back to the breaded wings that I have. Um, Maybe, and I'm thinking, yeah, we'll see if this works. This traditional hot sauce, this crystal, then maybe I can use that um, when I go back to my search for the perfect breaded hot wing, the blazing hot wing. We'll see. I we'll see. Speaking of seeing, I would love you to come see us in Shreveport, Louisiana, uh, just across the beautiful Red River from Bossier City, Louisiana, and surrounding areas. Uh, Come let us entertain you. Mardi Gras. If you're traveling through on your way down to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, their big party, we have some very family friendly fun things going on here as far as Mardi Gras goes. And, some things that I would probably are more adult friendly than family friendly. But yeah. Uh, so if you're on a road trip for the Mardi Gras, stop all the way through little towns and see what they have going. You're traveling anyway. Stop in, take a little culture, uh, make it worth it. It's not all about tourism. Is not all about going someplace exotic and then eating the exact same food that you would eat at home, or uh, you know having the exact same uh, products and franchises or whatever. If you're traveling, try something indigenous to the area that you're traveling to. Have fun with it. Um, you know, maybe don't drink the water. I love you guys. Have a good day.